Hi. In my last video, we have seen different methods of generating exponential constant e, and this is a continuation video of that. In my earlier video, we have seen the method number 1, and method number 4, and method number 5. In this video, I'm going to create or generate the value of e using this method number 2 and 3. Okay, let's get on with it. I will try to use method 2 now. So when x is 1 by e, the expression x to the power of x becomes minimum. So our objective now is to find out the minimum value of this expression x to the power of x. So and then you have to take the reciprocal of that and we'll get the value of e. So for this again, like earlier methods, we use Excel sheet to find out this. So let me prepare the Excel now. So we start by, our objective is to find minimum value of x to the power of x. So I start by, it's an iterative process, it's a trial and error, it's a crude way of doing it, although we use Excel. So what I do now is, I'll say initial value of x, and then its step size. So for example, initial value of x, let's say I want to start from 0, and step size I want to give, let's say 0.1. So based on this, I will generate a series of x values. So is equal to this initial value, and the next one will be is equal to earlier value plus my step size. So I need to put dollars here for the step size. So then I can generate a series of x values. Let's say I have generated about from 0 to 1, and now I want to find out what is x to the power of x. And I know that the minimum value of x to the power of x occurs between 0 to 1, so I didn't have to search a long range. So we will successively converge onto the solution now. What I'll say is this is equal to this to the power of, again the same value, a5 to the power of a5, that is the formula I have entered. So this shows me 1, and I can just get the formulas for the other decimals. Now if you can see, the value starts with 1 and ends with 1, and in between it goes down and somewhere it touches a minimum and comes up. So our objective is to find where is that touching the minimum value. So I'll just generate more decimal places for clarity, and even here. So we have a clue that the minimum value occurs from observation somewhere at between 0.3 and 0.4 from these values. But to help us, I will generate a plot with these two as my xy coordinates. So insert chart, I'll insert a xy scatter chart, finish. Okay, so this is the chart I'm getting. Let me see, you can, okay. Now, since I know that the value comes between 0.3 and 0.4, I will take my initial value for x as 0.3, and step size I'll increase with resolution of 1 extra 0. So now I'm going from 0.3 to 0.4, and yeah, we have a minimum point somewhere here. So again, by observing this plot and also by observing these values, I can find that the minimum value is somewhere between 0.36 and 0.37, because compared to this is lower, and this is further lower, and this is increasing. So 0.36 to 0.37. So again, I repeat the step. I generate 0.36, and I will give one more 0 here to increase my step size. So again, now I am plotting the values of from 0.360 to 0.370. And again, in this we see that the minimum occurs somewhere here. You can closely observe the values. Yeah, here 0.69200064. Here 136, we have 64 here and 181 here. So clearly 0.368 is the lower value. So what I'll do is I'll start with 368, and let's see. So I will go for 368 and further go with one more decimal. Okay, what we observe here from the plot is that we are not finding any minimum value. So I think this has to be one step back, 0.367. So this is a successively we are hunting for the value, and again if you can see, this is the lowest value that we are getting. So I think since the time is limited, I will stop here. 3679 we will declare as the lowest value for X. So now using this 3679 as my clue or lowest value for X, I will type here 0.3679. I have to take the reciprocal of this. Let me more decimals. So this value is equal to this divided by, or 1 divided by that, 1 divided by this, and I get 2.718129993. Yeah, this is not exactly the E value, but this is fairly accurate value of E we are getting. So this is yet another method of finding it. So to recall, we were using method number 2, which is x to the power of x, finding minimum value at x equal to 1 by e. And let's now try another method where x to the power of 1 by x becomes maximum. So let us try this out, and there x is directly e is equal to e. So we'll use the same sheet to try it out. Instead of x to the power of 1 by x, I would like to change the label as x to the power of x. I would like to change the variable as x to the power of 1 by x. So I will update the formula here. Instead of a5 to the power of a5, I will put a5 to the power of 1 by a5. So this is essentially x to the power of 1 by x. And this formula I will assign to all other sheets. And I know that the final value is, I'll just remove this, the final value itself is e, where it touches the maximum. So I will try between 2 and 3 now. So I start with 2 and with the initial step of 0.1. So then we can see a curve which is rising up and then slowly falling down. So now it's a matter of hunting it out where it is touching 0, or where it is coming to the peak. So look at this 2.7 value. So near to 2.7 we are reaching 616 and 571, and then again 930. Okay, we need to look at the larger decimal, 65,000. So this is the peak, 2.7 or 2.6 somewhere. So I will again try 2.7 here, and with a 0.01 of step size. So I can get yet another peak somewhere here. So this time again, which is the peak value here? So 65, 67. So this keeps on increasing, and yeah, somewhere here we are getting. So this again decrease here is increasing, and again increasing, and again decreasing here. So somewhere near to 2.72 we are getting the maximum value. I know it is difficult to observe it, but since if you already know the value, you can slowly get to that value. So what I will do now is 2.71 I will take as my starting point, and I will try to go for one more decimal of my step size, 0.001. Yet again we are getting a graph with a top value somewhere here. So as we know, 2.718. So this is 6780, then it is increasing, again it is decreasing. So clearly this is a value which is coming to close to the maximum. So I will add one more decimal here, 2.718, and I will add 0.0001. So we have another peak point here, so which is okay. All these values are coming equal, so without increasing the decimal count we cannot tell now. So and let us take the safe bet, 2.7182, which we were already getting. So pretty much in this method also we got the direct value of E to be equal to this value. So other methods are better, and these methods are also methods which gives us if done sufficiently accurately, we can get the exact value of E. So all in all, in the last video and this video, we have seen that all these 5 methods are leading to the same number, same value. From now it's up to us to discuss why these 5 methods are converging to the same value and what is the significance and all. So hopefully we'll do that in next few videos. Thank you.